Alright, so not much has changed on JASMY since my previous video. Most of my analysis pretty much still stands. You can see that we're getting support off the 0.5 level on the fib retracement as of right now. And you can actually see that this candle right here was technically bullish engulfing. That means the body of the candle closed higher than the previous red candle, which is usually a bullish thing. You can also see that the volume helps confirm this, as the volume candle is much larger than the previous ones that we've had for the most part, at least within a few weeks range. We're also heavily testing this Ichimoku cloud here. You can see almost a touch, 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 touch. And depending on how this candle plays out, we could have another touch or even break into it. As I've mentioned in the past, the more we touch or test support or resistance, the more likely we are to break through it. Now, it's not great that we're below the EMA spread on the daily, as well as it being red. JASMY can't rally from here. This is probably going to stay red and likely offer even more down pressure. But it is worth noting that the spread isn't very large, so we could very well break through it. If we drop down on the 4 hourly, it's actually pretty evident that JASMY is trying very hard to stay above this 0.5 level on the fib retracement, as well as move back into this cloud. The red EMA spread is getting thinner, so that gives us a better chance to break through it again. But as of right now, we're just kind of getting chopped up within this range. We're currently fighting this 200 EMA on the upside as well as downside, so I believe that's why we're getting these huge spikes up and down like this. But ultimately, if JASMY fails this 0.5 level, we're probably going to go back down to the 618, in which we could still be bullish if we see a bounce here. We also have to take in consideration that this right here is a 20% drop or so. It's definitely not something to play around with. As you can see, this red box of resistance I had drawn is still valid. We were directed pretty hard from it, from this peak to this low here. It was a 40% drop, which even at 2x leverage, this is getting very close to liquidation. So these zones of resistance and support that I usually draw are definitely nothing to mess around with. But to sum things up, JASMY really needs to start making higher highs throughout this range so that we can continue the uptrend, at least on the smaller time frames. On the larger time frames, this could just be a healthy correction. I'm not huge on Elliott wave analysis, but this could be an ABC correction before we continue to the upside. So if we break much below 3 cents around the 0.5 region, we could very well see it move all the way back down to 2.4 cents. And really, this is the last zone of support in my opinion. If not, we'll very likely move back all the way down to this low again, which in my opinion, I don't expect, especially since this had quite the move upward with substantial volume compared to back here. But I also wouldn't be surprised if we moved our way back down to the 618 level before moving back upwards again. So keep an eye out for this 2 to 2.4 cents. If we go much below that, we could very well sweep the low again. For the bullish argument, we really need to break this high here, as well as this red box of resistance, as well as the Ichimoku cloud. Although the Ichimoku cloud is getting smaller, but I suspect that if we break this red box to the upside and retest it, that this Ichimoku cloud won't have much of a fighting chance, especially considering that we've been testing it so much right now. If we do break this red box, we could very well see a 10-cent JASMY. But as of right now, that still hasn't happened, so we'll just have to see how this plays out. This is all I have for JASMY today. This is not financial advice, and I'll see you in the next one.